Good morning. My name is Norman Woodstock Spalding. I'm a Bare Bones radio broadcaster. I like to make remarks because I think you need to hear them. I'm going to use the newspaper this morning because some things I was noticing that came to my thoughts. Maybe I'm not prepared as much as I think. Here we go. We've got to have a runny nose on top of this. Or Norman. Ill old buzzard. Well, what I wanted to remark to, well, one thing is this, there was a fugitive that been on the run for, my God, 12 years or something. Started another life in eastern Oregon. And he came from, let's see where it was, somewhere back east. I mean in the Midwest, Indiana. He was an Indiana investment consultant, sought for 12 years for bilking investors out of more than $25 million. Astounding. Well, basically, briefly it up, the article said he went and lived a really decent life in eastern Oregon. And when they caught up to him, he shot himself to death in a gun before they could catch him. He lived with somebody in a small trailer that adored him. Said he lived a very benevolent life. Well, what's that mean? That really decent people can bilk people out of $25 million? Isn't that a statement there? Wonderful people can wring high the wee-weeby out of you. Where? The top are, you hate the top are terrible. They're lovely people. Each one of them. Very benevolent, lovely people. Something more than their effect is happening here. There was another article that they used this scammers in the internet. I'm going to find the article. Scammers develop new email strategies. The first thing popped in my dumb old head was the legitimate system scams more than any scam. There's nothing more deceiving the truth than what is played out right in front of us legitimately by bribery to the system, by a system that everyone participates in. You're living in such a state of hypocrisy to scamming right out in the open. And you know it's scam. And you're all employed in it. And that scams far more than any secret scam could possibly scam. When it comes to the truth, you're all mocking the truth. And especially the legitimate in the open system, with very decent people doing it. Want to bet? That is a sobering issue here, folks. I'd like to bring it to your attention, if I may, as the idiot and the last in line dummy. Hearken! And I'll tell you something. When you live that way, you are scamming more than the truth. This is an botany situation. And it is set up when you do that to go dormant. Are you aware of it? Now, you've done it for quite a long time. Generations thick. Mock your calendar use altogether. Why are you using it? When you look at what you've been doing here and what the traditional patterns are, believe you me, it dates any calendar. And you're all lined with words to keep it up. Every one of you. And the words used today to describe everything and every piece of this property are BS in use. You'll take a term and use it out of definition everywhere. So now your mind is full of hooey. And you're demeaning each other quicker than you can get here. And you're full of phobia. That. And all your traditions you've remarked to nothing yet. Absolutely. Men rising from the dead. Bah! Real men wouldn't know that. They'll rise the dead while they live. And I'm talking about the dead that seem everything. Same as dead. When you live in seem, you live in dead. Seem is not here. And only the dead seem. Punk. Just a term you use. Way out of place. To any picture, you don't use seem to picture anything in your mind. Ever. And when you do, you didn't picture anything. And your mind is full of pictures of seem. Not here. Want to bet? And now you're not here to what's here, and that's a mammal, and you don't use that term. And living, and you don't use that term. And generosity, you don't use that term. And mutual, and you don't use that term. So, you ain't here. In your head. Well, you're here dead.